Hello, darlings, and welcome to CareOffBook. It's me, Care Darling. And listen, I saw Wicked Part 2, and I've been waiting to create this video, but I wanted to wait until I saw the movie, and that is defending Glinda. Because Glinda deserves a fair defense, and I mean a real one. Over the years, I've seen so many videos calling her toxic, self-centered, a bad friend, or flat out evil. And it blows my mind because that's simply not the case. It's not who she is, at least not the Glinda I see. As a Wicked fan and someone who genuinely loves this character, to understand Glinda, you have to understand her evolution. She doesn't just go from point A to point B. She transforms phase by phase from Galinda to Glinda the Good, and finally, my favorite phase, Glinda For Good. Let's break down each version of her because once you see the full arc, the mean girl label does not add up. When we first meet Galinda, she's a girl who has literally never dealt with adversity, not even a little. She even says it outright.
Something is very wrong. I didn't get my way.
And honestly, that tells you everything. She's grown up adored, praised, and completely sheltered from anything uncomfortable. And when someone's lived that kind of life, they don't turn into a monster. They just turn into someone that's like clueless, out of touch, but not malicious. People love to point to the hat moment as the big proof that she's a terrible person. But let's be honest, it wasn't even her idea. It was Shen Shen and Fanny pushing it, and Galinda actually hesitates.
I couldn't. Could I? No.
She gives in because at this stage, she's a follower. She wants to fit in. She wants her friends' approval. She's not plotting Elphaba's downfall like some evil mastermind. And the second she sees Elphaba embarrassed at the Ozdust ballroom, Galinda doesn't giggle behind her hand. She doesn't turn away. She actually walks across the room to make it right in public. And when her friends try to stop her, she finally says no. That's the first real sign of who she is underneath the performance. Galinda's dreams, the prince, the popularity, the magical success aren't coming from a conniving place. To her, that's simply what life is supposed to look like. It's what she's been conditioned to expect because that's all she's ever known. After popular, something shifts. And yes, I did a whole video about how I think the movie version got this section wrong. So if interested, you could go check out that episode. But here in this phase, we see Glinda stretch outside herself for the first time. Glinda's real shift starts when Dr. Dilliman is pushed out of Shiz for being a talking animal. This is literally the first time she's ever seen something unjust happen right in front of her. Until then, her world has been sunshine, privilege, and perfectly curled hair. Nothing truly unfair has ever touched her life. And suddenly she's watching someone kind get treated horribly for something he can't change. And I will say the person that guides her to that realization is Elphaba. This is why the name change matters so much. People brush it off because it seems tiny, but symbolically, it's Glinda's first genuine act of empathy. She drops the because Dr. Dilliman could never pronounce Galinda. For a girl whose entire identity has been built on perfection and performance, this was a big deal. Like, she's still a little performative, still tied to old habits, still wanting to be liked. But it is the seed of something real, something grounded in compassion, starting to grow here. Now, part 2 is where we finally meet Glinda the Good Witch. Or at least what Oz thinks they're getting. But here's the thing, people never talk about that Glinda didn't choose that title. It was assigned to her, and then completely weaponized. The wizard and Madame Morrible basically pluck her out, polish her up, and put her on a pedestal as the sparkling symbol of goodness while painting Elphaba as the enemy. They use Glinda's shine as distraction, as propaganda, as a way to sell their narrative. And suddenly, this girl who's only started understanding right from wrong is thrown headfirst into a political machine she never signed up for. This is the phase where I think people judge her the most.
Why didn't she run off with Elphaba?
Why didn't she expose the wizard? Why didn't she fight back sooner?
But this is the exact reason why I defend Glinda. Glinda knows herself. She knows rebellion isn't her strength. She wouldn't survive on the outside the way Elphaba does. Her power has always come from diplomacy, from charm, from the ability to move people gently instead of forcefully. Ariana Grande put it perfect.
She is strong enough to know that she will never choose that because she can't. She doesn't have the tools. And she knows what
Wow,
is
that's so interesting.
important to her.
Yes.
And it's like, it's not that she's not ready to do that. It's just that she's not a person who's going to do that.
Oh.
And having the strength to know that oh my God, annoying. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm so curious about what you're experiencing.
No, it's just like emotional because it's like, of course it's acting and I'm not going to, whatever. But it really felt so real. And it feels how it feels in real life when you really love someone, but the paths that you need to take for your own truth and life and who you are, it's like you can't actually continue growing together. You're growing apart, and you can still love that person so much and acknowledge that that's going to be best for them, but it's not going to be best for me. So I do have to not self-abandon in this moment, and I have to stay where I am.
Yeah.
And I want you to go there, but I can't join you.
Wow.
So I think it's certainty. I think she's really sure in that moment. And I think that that's strength.
Yeah.
God.
I don't think that it's that she's not strong enough to go. I think that she's strong enough to not go.
But she can do something inside it. And that's exactly what she tries to do. And I appreciate the movie for this because you see how she's desperately trying to bridge the gap between Elphaba and the wizard, to calm everything down, to protect the people she loves, to give Elphaba a chance to be seen as good. This isn't betrayal. This isn't cowardice. This is a survival strategy. Glinda is trying to hold an entire kingdom together with a smile while her best friend is being hunted and the world is falling apart around her. She's grieving Elphaba, she's lonely, she's overwhelmed, and she's still trying to do the right thing in the only way she knows how. She's not perfect in this phase, but she's trying. And that effort, that intention, that heart, that's the real Glinda the Good. Glinda For Good. Now, this last phase is honestly my favorite because it's the version of Glinda most people overlook. By the end of the story, both she and Elphaba have grown in massive, messy human ways, and neither of them is perfect. Galinda started out performative. Elphaba at the beginning was guarded, stubborn, and a little prickly. And Glinda, she's still flawed, she's still learning, she's hurting, and she's finally facing herself with honesty. That's why I think with the addition with the song The Girl in the Bubble really showcases that. Also, can we not forget the whole love triangle thing going on? I really do think that people skip over this a lot because a lot of people don't see what Elphaba has done wrong, but Glinda was blindsided when Elphaba and Fiyero fall in love. And yes, Elphaba and Fiyero are meant to be, but that's not the point. That doesn't make Glinda's heartbreak any less real. Her wedding collapses, her entire future, the one she thought was guaranteed, disappears in front of her. And even after all of that, Glinda still wants to reconnect with Elphaba. By the time we reach For Good, everything else falls away. The rivalry, the jealousy, the misunderstandings, the love triangle, all the ways they hurt each other without meaning to. What's left is the truth. Two women who profoundly changed each other's lives. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna cry right now. No. Elphaba accepts her fate. Glinda realizes she can't save her, and that moment, that heartbreak, opens something inside Glinda that's been waiting to come forward the entire story. This is the moment she stops performing goodness and starts embodying it. Because when she turns around and stands up to the wizard and Madame Morrible, that's her defying gravity. It's not loud, it's not flashy, it doesn't involve a broom or a spell. It's quieter, but it's brave in a completely different way. Elphaba rebels. Glinda reforms. Both choices are courageous. By the end, Glinda became the Good Witch, not because a title demanded it, not because the world expected it, but because love and loss carved her into someone stronger, someone kinder, someone grounded in conviction. I feel like I keep saying this, but she isn't perfect. She never was. But she is good, and now, for good. Well, darlings, that's it for today's episode. I would love to hear your thoughts. Like, do you agree with my take on Glinda? Do you see her differently? Tell me everything. And if you've seen Wicked Part 2 already, let me know how you're feeling. And yes, if you haven't, bring tissues. Also, please forgive me. I think there's also something that Elphaba says to Glinda where she says being good is more than just a word. I'm totally botching that up, but I think there's also something Elphaba says that I think really does stick in Glinda's mind for her to make sure that she truly is not just the title, but is the actual person. All right, listen, thanks for hanging out with me and listening to me be like, go Glinda, I love you so much. If you're still with me by the end of the episode, go ahead and put a, what is it, the heart hand little emoji, because I love the girls and their friendship. My review of Wicked Part 2 is up if you want to go there and just talk about the movie in general, and please enjoy. And anyways, darlings, if you like talking about musicals and performances, you have come to the right place. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, darling. Oh wait, what is it? This?